going on, everybody? Welcome into Tennessee Football Talk. We are just about 4 days away from kicking off what will be the biggest game in the history of this rivalry. Of course, the Vanderbilt Commodores coming into Neyland Stadium right now. The Vols 3.5-point favorites. And like Jawan Jennings would say, I hate Vanderbilt. On today's show, we're going to tell you about a gift that the Tennessee Volunteers have gotten. And it's not from Vandy. This one's actually from Texas, okay? Earlier today, I did a little bit of a film study of their Week 10 loss to the Longhorns, and Texas gave Tennessee, specifically their defense, the blueprint for if they want to beat Vanderbilt. The final score of that game looks a lot closer than it actually was. 34-31 was the final, but 21 of Vanderbilt's 31 points came in the fourth quarter, very late in that fourth quarter. And, props to them for scoring 3 straight unanswered touchdowns, but still, they went into the final quarter in that one down 34-10, so the margin's a little bit smaller than they look. I'll tell you a little bit more about that gift in just a second, but I got to make sure that you are subscribed because guess what? It's free. And we're only 39 subs away from our next big milestone of 9.5 thousand subscribers, still on the way to 10,000. I got a challenge for the best fan base in college football. Can we get to 9.5K by the end of the day? I really would appreciate it. Daily content, all 100% free. Just got to make sure you're locked in with us by hitting that subscribe button. So what we know, right, when it comes to stopping Vanderbilt, that starts with stopping Diego Pavia. And believe me, it pains me to say that. I almost gag anytime I mention his name. He's like Voldemort to me, okay? He who shall not be named. But also, he's the heartbeat of their team. He's the heartbeat of their offense. If they're going to win football games, it's going to be on the back of Diego Pavia, so you got to stop him to make sure that they don't win that football game. And against Texas, if you take him at 4 quarters, he had a really solid performance. 71.1% completion percentage, 365 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns. But like I said, a lot of that yardage, a lot of those touchdowns kind of came in garbage time when it was 34-10, and Texas was really playing off in soft coverage, not wanting anything to go over the top of them. And if you look at the first 3 quarters, 68% completion percentage, only 160 yards passing, a touchdown, a fumble, and 5 sacks. And that's exactly where we're going to start today. Because that Texas defensive line against Vanderbilt was unbelievable. They ended their day with 6 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, and 36 pressures. 36 pressures on 49 dropbacks. They lived in the backfield. They lived in Diego Pavia's grill. And one of the big reasons they were able to do that is because on 3rd downs, Texas used, against Vanderbilt, a 4 edge rusher front to get after Diego Pavia. What is called, in football terms, most commonly, is a NASCAR package. You get your 4 quickest, most athletic pass rushers on the field all at the same time. You don't need any of the big boys in the middle, none of the fatties in the middle. Just give me those tall, slender, strong edge rushers, and let's just see how quickly they can get to the quarterback. Here's a little bit of a better picture, okay, right? This is 3rd down and 10. 3rd downs, I said, this is when they used it. They got Colin Simmons in the game, Brad Spence, Ethan Burke, and Trey Moore. 4 guys who all are typically edge rushers, or as they be called in Tennessee's defense, Leos. They're all like Josh Joseph. That play resulted in Pavia sacked for a loss of 1 yard. A little bit later in this game, this is in the 3rd quarter. Again, another 3rd down, this time 3rd and 8. They're down 21 points right here. Trey Moore on the left side this time. Him and Colin Simmons switched spots. So did Ethan Burke and Brad Spence. But you still got the same 4 edge rushers out there. You got the same 4 defensive players out there. They're just at different spots of the defensive line. And their goal, get to Pavia as quickly as possible. And for this game, honestly, I would love to see Rodney Garner implement something like this. I would love to see RG throw a NASCAR package out there for the Tennessee Volunteers, because that's the thing about Diego Pavia. He's so shifty, he's got good speed, that a lot of times if these defensive tackles break their way into the backfield, it's a little bit harder for them to get him to the ground because he's so quick. Let's go ahead and throw out there Caleb Herring. Put Joshua Josephs on the inside. Tyree West on the inside. I know he's not a typical edge. He kind of flexes in and out regardless. And then Jordan Ross on the other side. I don't know about you guys, but that sounds like a pretty damn good third down lineup to me. And I'm not saying make this a permanent switch. I'm not saying, this needs to be a thing for the rest of the season. What I am saying is maybe throw this out there from time to time, third and long. Get your 4 quickest guys out to get Diego Pavia to the ground. I think it'd be a lot of fun to give it a run. I think it'd be a lot of fun to give it a look, give it an opportunity. Obviously, for Texas, it worked. And they gave a gift to you, man. All you got to do is look back at Week 10, see what worked, and just use that. Now, this team hasn't had trouble getting to the passer. 35 sacks in 2025, 4th most in the SEC. But a lot of those sacks came from the beginning of this season. They've kind of dwindled their numbers back just a little bit as this year has gone on. So let's see if we can change some things up. Let's see if we can get Diego Pavia to the ground. 1.5 sacks against Vandy. That's what I'm setting the over-under as. Let me know down below. O for over, U for under. Let's act like we're in Vegas. You guys let me know your answer. Don't go anywhere. We still got more coming up on today's show. My 5 keys to victory against the Vanderbilt Commodores. 5 things I think the Tennessee Volunteers need to do to walk away victorious and get their 9th win of the season. But if you want to win, well, I'll give you one right now. This black hoodie for just $35. Blacked out Tennessee Volunteers. You got the Power T right there. $25 off. $35 total. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/UT Black Hoodie. You don't even have to memorize that. You don't even have to type that in. I just put it in the comment section and description down below to make it even easier for you. Christmas shopping needs to get done very, very soon. It's a month away today. You know how I know it needs to get done very, very soon? Because I need to get it done very, very quickly. Okay? chatsports.com/UT Black Hoodie. Got you $25 off on that little piece of merchandise. So click the links down below. Take advantage of it. Keys to victory, number 1, pressure Diego Pavia, right? That's what we spent the whole first 6 minutes of this video talking about. I don't necessarily need to go into further and deeper detail on this subject, but if you don't pressure him, if you give him time to sit back in the pocket, if you give him time to extend plays, extend drives, he's going to be able to hurt you. As much as I don't like him as a person, I cannot deny that he is a good quarterback, okay? So that's key to victory number 1. Key to victory number 2 is protect football. This is something that we came into this season saying, man, Joey Aguilar's got to protect that football. This is key number 1 for a guy who came in turnover prone. Well, against Oklahoma, New Mexico State, we kind of started seeing this be a problem again. And you cannot turn the football over against Vanderbilt. You just can't do it. How'd you lose at home against the Oklahoma Sooners? You turned it over. How'd you lose on the road against Alabama? You turned it over in the biggest spot of the game. You got to keep the football to the guys in orange and white. Key to victory number 3. You got pressure Diego Pavia. Protect the football. And our 3rd key to victory, we're going to go back to the defense. You got to keep Stowers in front of you, okay? This guy is a really, really impressive player. He's a really, really good athlete, and he is Diego Pavia's go-to guy. He is his number 1 target, and he's got the ability, okay, even though he's technically a tight end, he doesn't look like a tight end. He doesn't have the speed of a tight end. He does not play like a tight end. He's got the ability to take a 3-yard drag, a 3-yard slant, and boom, 60 yards to the house. Crib, okay? That's what he can do. You got to keep him in front of you. You got to tackle well. I'm looking at the corners, safeties, and linebackers. Offensively, let's talk about that again. You got to establish the run, man. Deshaun Bishop is going to be a key part of this game. Star Thomas, Diego Pavia's former teammate, is going to be a key part to this game. Deshaun Bishop just went into Florida and just absolutely dominated on the ground. I'm talking after contact runs, making guys miss, putting it in the end zone. He could do everything. And we all know that Joey Aguilar's better, this offense is better, and Heupel's a better play caller when the run is working. And number 5, make the play late. I love having this as my final key to victory when we do these things because so often these football games come down to who can make a big play late. Okay? late in each half. Think about the Alabama loss. Who made a big play late there? Alabama did. Late in that first half, pick six. Think about the Georgia game. You had the ability to kick a field goal. You missed it. You didn't make that big play late. Think about the Oklahoma game. You had a chance to come back. You just needed the offense to do something. You needed one more stop for the defense. They couldn't give it to you. Think about the wins against Arkansas, Mississippi State. That's how you win in this league. That's how you win in this sport. Okay? I don't think this is going to be a massive blowout. I wish it was. I hope so. I wouldn't be shocked, but I wouldn't bet on it. And if that's the case, you got to make those plays late to win the ball game. That's going to do it for today's show. We're going to get on out of here. Make sure you got me followed on social, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. I'm on all three platforms, but more importantly, make sure you're subscribed. YouTube.com/VolsTalk. I cannot wait for this matchup. In fact, I'm going to be there. So excited. Be there with my in-laws, my wife. We're going to have a lot of fun. If you see me, say hey. Let's cheer on the Vols together, and we'll see you next time.